Good evening, everyone. Time is 7 o'clock. Thank you so much, all of you, for your presence this evening. On behalf of MTC Global Family, I extend a hearty welcome to all of you for our workshop today and tomorrow. We have with us Dr. Shalini Aggarwal, ma'am, who will be the no resource person for both the days. I would like to shortly introduce ma'am, and then I'll hand over the session. Dr. Shalini Aggarwal, ma'am, an alumnus of the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, is a professor of finance at Chandigarh University. Mohali. She has a total work experience of 18 years, spanning across industry and teaching. She is an MBA with specialization in finance and PhD in the areas of risk management practices in banking sector of India. She has more than 40 research papers published in SCI Q1, Q2 Scopus and ABDC A, B and C listed journal. Her case studies are published in IIM Ahmedabad Case Center. She has also authored two edited books published by Taylor and Francis. She has completed three funded research projects, two with IIM Ahmedabad and one by IMS Ghaziabad. She has conducted more than 100 workshops on data analysis using time series data in SPSS, eViews, and Arts Studio, and has delivered guest lectures at national and international level like South Africa, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Thailand, Indonesia, and Brazil. It's a great pleasure to have you, ma'am, with us this evening. And I request ma'am to kindly please take the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. A very good evening to one and all present here. So let's start without wasting any time. So let's start with it. I just want to ask one thing before starting. Do you all want to practice this? Sir, ऐसा possible है कि मैं अगर आप mail के through इन्हें, if you all have the SPSS with you people and you want to practice this as well, I can send you the data right now. So is that possible? Can we mail them?
Yeah, I can send it across, but we need to check how many participants do have that spaces access. If they are agreed, then if you send me, I'll just pass on to them.
Okay. So
Right.
how many of you do have the access to SPSS? Please raise your hands. Okay. Others also, please raise your hands. Others also, please raise your hands. I can see 2-3 people, they have raised their hands. Others, you don't have the SPSS with you?
No, ma'am.
I think they don't have.
Okay. So should we not do that?
No, ma'am, let us not do it
Okay.
because most of
Some
them
of
don't
them.
have.
Okay, fine. Okay, anyways, so let's start with this. Let me share my screen. So I'm sharing my screen with you all. So today we will be talking about the two topics, that is correlation and regression. And regression, linear regression. So these are the two topics that we will be covering today. So let's start with a very simple topic, and that is called as a correlation, right? You must be knowing my screen is visible to all and I'm audible as well now.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So what is correlation? Can anybody here tell me what is correlation?
Ma'am, the degree to which two variables vary in the same or in the opposite direction.
Right, right. So correlation is basically the relationship between two variables, right? It is the relationship between two variables, right? So let me take example into this case, income and expenditure. It's a very simple example. Income and expenditure. It means if the income increases, if income increases, expenditure will also increase. ऐसे ही होता है ना. It is true. It means what? It means there is a direct relationship between the two. If one increases, another also increases, right? So there is a direct relationship. And this is one example of the correlation, right? So let's take another example. The another example can be price and demand. This is another example, price and demand. So let's say if prices increases, right? If it increases, let me use some signs onto this. अगर price increase होता है आपका, so what will happen? So what do you say? The demand will increase or it will not increase? It will increase. Demand will reduce, right? So price and demand. So what do we say here? So we say it is having a indirect relationship, right? So इसमें आप what will you say? You will say this is having a negative relationship or negative correlation, right? Or इसमें what will you say? You will say there is a direct relationship or direct or positive relationship. यही बोलेंगे ना? So I have given you two examples. One is income and expenditure. So income and expenditure means if income increases, expenditure will also increase, right? So this is a direct relationship or a positive relationship. One increases, another also increases. And another example, price and demand. So in this case, if price increases, if price of a product increases, let's say the price of onion increases, so you know that the demand will reduce. You remember that example when in India, what happens sometimes is the prices of the onion increases, and at the same time, their demand decreases. So it happens, right? So that is called as a negative relationship or inverse relationship. Right. So this is the example of negative or inverse relationship. Or you can say this as well. If I make a diagram here, like I have made a diagram here, let me show you this diagram here. So this is an example of a inverse relationship. This is an example of an inverse relationship. Like this is a price and demand. If the price increases, the demand decreases. So you can see here, this is an inverse relationship. This line depicts the inverse relationship. Whereas in this case, if the income increases here, income increases from 50,000 to 1 lakh, the expenditure that also increases. So there is a direct relationship. So it states like this, right? So the value of correlation. The value of correlation lies between -1 to +1. Value of correlation lies between, like, let's say there is a scale, right? So the scale here, let's say -1 till there is a 0 till +1. So when you try to find a relationship between two things, so what will you see? The value of the correlation will lie between this -1 or +1, right? So if it is it is from 0 to -1, it means it is having an inverse relationship. Matlab -1 to 0 means inverse relationship. I will show you when we will be doing the examples. So what is a negative correlation and what is a a negative correlation and what is a positive correlation, right? And similarly, if it is from 0 to 1, the value of the correlation that will come in SPSS of its own, right? So this is called as an inverse relationship, and this is called as a direct relationship, direct or a positive, in fact, positive relationship, right? -1 to 0. Let me repeat this again. So we are talking about the topic that is called as a correlation. Correlation is the relationship between two variables, and that you try to find out with the help of a tool that is called as an SPSS, right? You are not going to calculate of your own. You will be taking the help of the software that is called as an SPSS. So there is three types of correlation basically: no correlation, negative correlation, and positive correlation. So types of correlation, let me write it here. The types of correlation is the negative correlation. Next is the positive correlation and no correlation. Like two variables, they are not correlated at all. If the value is 0, if the value comes out to be 0, it means those two variables that you are going to check, they do not have any correlation between them. Positive, if the value from 0 to +1, if the value of the correlation lies between 0 to +1, it means it is having a positive correlationship. And -1 to 0 means it is having a negative correlation. So these are the three types of correlation that exist between the variables, two variables, right? And uska example I have given it to you. The example, income and expenditure. Income and expenditure means income increases. If income increases, expenditure will also increase automatically, right? So it is having, it should have the relation, it should have the value between 0 to 1. If you are testing this in the SPSS, you will get the relationship from 0 to +1, right? Similarly, price and demand, they are having a negative correlation, means the value will lie, it will have a minus sign with it. The value of correlation will have a negative sign. So it will depict that there is a negative correlation, and no correlation means there is a 0. One more thing, when you are going from this to this, the correlation, the bond of correlation, there is a strong correlation, right? Let's say, let me, like, if you're moving from here till here, right? Similarly, if you're moving from here to here. So if you say the correlation, the value of correlation is minus 0.21, or if you say the value of correlation is 0.51, if you say the value of correlation is -89. So which one is more stronger relationship? Which one is depicting most stronger relationship? This one is depicting more stronger relationship between the variables, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is, like, if you move from 0 to -1, the relationship becomes more and more stronger, right? Similarly, if you move from 0 to +1, the relationship that moves from here to this, it becomes more and more stronger. Means if two variables is having -0.21 as the value of the correlation, it will be less correlation, not highly correlated between the two variables. 0.5 is better correlated. 0.89 minus 0.89 is negatively but correlated, negatively highly correlated. If we talk about this point, so we will say this is negative highly correlated. If we say this is negatively uh, moderately correlated, this will negatively correlated, not very strong correlation at this point, right? So this is the theory part of it, right? So let's move to the numerical of it. I hope it is clear to all. Please raise your hand if there is any doubt. Please ask. Okay. So let's do the example onto this correlation. This is one example of mine correlation. Let me open this file for you. Okay. Um, okay. So we have two variables. So let's take this example. We have two variables, training score and performance. So this is an example that we will be taking. What is the example that we have in this correlation is training score and performance. It means we want to check whether the people who has been giving a training and their performance, are they correlated or not. So these are the two variables, right, that we have. So let's check on to this. Only two variables are there, right? So this is a data. This is a data for two variables, right? And so objective is, can you are you able to see here what I have written? Actually, what I have done is, I have written in this only. Everything is there. Last time also when I talked about the t-test and ANOVA, so what I did was I have written everything over here. The objective is written here, the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So is there any is there significant difference between training score and performance? It means what? There are some people who has been giving training and then they want to check the performance of those people. So is there any relationship between the two? Null hypothesis says there is no significant relationship and alternate says there is a significant relationship. I hope you understand the concept of null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Are you people aware of this concept, null hypothesis, or do you want me to tell this once again? Do you want me to tell this again? Please raise your hands if you want me to tell this again. Do you want me to tell this? Okay, so let me tell you what exactly is. Okay, before starting with this, there is two hypotheses, null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? These are the basically the statements, right? So actually we want to check. Hypothesis is basically a statement. Hypothesis is a statement, right? That we want to check. And you know, null hypothesis, we always say there is no significant difference. No significant difference, right? And alternate, always we say there is a significant difference. जो भी आप निकालना चाह रहे हो उसमें there is a significant difference, right, between the training score and the performance, right? So this is a null hypothesis. This is one statement that we made, and this is an opposite of the null hypothesis. This is another statement. So hypothesis is a statement that we want to check, right, in SPSS. So null hypothesis is always you tell there is no significant difference between the training score and performance. And what is your alternate hypothesis? It means there is a significant difference between the training score and the performance, right? So how do we know which one to accept, right? So we will check the p value here. If the p value is less than 0.05, if p value is less than 0.05, then we accept the uh, alternate hypothesis. Then we accept alternate hypothesis. इसका मतलब है, it means alternate hypothesis means there is a significant difference between the training score and the performance, right? So this is what we are going to accept, alternate hypothesis. So but if p value is less than 0.05, sorry, if the reverse is true, if the reverse is true, इस साइन को हम उल्टा कर देते हैं. It is greater, then we accept null hypothesis, right? And we consider there is no significant difference between the training scores and their performance. Right? I hope this is clear. Let me repeat this again. What is a hypothesis? That is statement that we, or an assumption. Let it be an assumption. ये basically एक assumption है जो हम we want to check, right? तो this is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. They are opposite of each other. Both the statements that we make, right? Both the assumptions that we make is opposite of each other. Either of the one will be true. When we are going to do this, so either of one will be true, right? So if the p-value, I'll tell you what is a p-value. If p-value is less than 0.05, we accept alternate hypothesis. Means there is a significant difference. Means what? It means like if a training is given to a people, there will be significant difference in the performance. Means those people who has been given training, their performance improved, right? But what if the p-value is greater than 0.05, we accept null hypothesis. Means there is no significant difference. Even if we give the training to the people, their performance will not be improved. So let's understand the concept with the help of a live example. So these are the two variables, training scores and performance. Two variables. Go to analyze. There is a variable called as, analyze, correlate. Analyze के बाद where we have to go? We have to go to correlate and bivariate correlation. Let me repeat this again. Go to analyze, correlate and bivariate. Two variables. Select these two variables and take it there. So we want a Pearson correlation that is already ticked. Two-tailed and flag significant correlation and then OK. Take these two variables in which you want to find the correlation between the two variables, take it there, right? And just click OK. So let's see the result. Everybody of you know there are about this SPSS. SPSS, I thought like you must be knowing about SPSS, so I did not talk much about the SPSS. I hope you know that. How do we put in the variables into the SPSS? What is the data view and what is the output window? Do you people know about these things? Others also respond, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody of you know about it, right? Okay. So this is, these are the two variables, data view mein, right? And this is the output window, right? So output window mein, this is the result. Let me take this table there. Let me put the table. Let me copy it here and put it there. Oh. Okay, so this is the table that we have got, and just have a look at this. It is showing the Pearson correlation, right? The correlation between the training score and the performance, right? So this is what the value it is coming. Training score and performance, this 0.915. Can you see to this? So this is significant. Significant two-tailed. From here you can see that it is significant, right? Let me repeat this again. This you have to check it. Training score to training score, the correlation is 1, right? So obviously training score to training score, it will be 1 because these are two same variables. Training score to performance. So this is 0.915. So we can see 0 to, I told you this, 0 to +1 के बीच में the values lies between the two, 0 to +1, right? And here the value is 0.95. So there is a high correlation between the training scores and performance, right? So this is one result. Another result is whether it is significant or not. So how will you come to know? So this is the p value. So this is the significant value, that is two-tailed. So 0.000. So this will tell you whether it is significant or not. So it shows the value, p value is less than 0.05, right? So I told you to accept here in this case the alternate hypothesis. It means there is a this is significant, right? So this is significant. There is a significant difference between the training scores and the performance, right? So this is a significant 0.05. This is the p value. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please raise your hands if it is clear. Okay. So let's move to the second concept. So let's move to the next concept, and that is called as a regression, right? So be with me here. So we will be doing the basics of it first, the regression, right? So regression may, I will be talking about linear regression. Regression will be linear regression, right? There are many types of regression, but we will be talking about the linear regression. Linear regression may, we will be talking about bivariate regression. Second, we will be talking about the multiple regression, right? And with dummy variables as well. Multiple regression with dummy variable. So we will be talking about the linear regression. This is what we will be talking about, the linear regression. Linear regression may we will be talking about bivariate regression and multiple regression with dummy variables. I'll tell you how to use it, right? So let's start with one by one. So let me tell you what is basically a regression first. This is very, very important that everybody should know what is regression basically and why do we use it. Regression is a tool. Let's take an example. Let's start with an example. Let's say there is a land and a farmer wants to produce. This is a very basic example that I'm talking about. Then we'll talk about this with the help of a SPSS, right? But Abhi, I'm just talking about the basics of it. So what is a regression? Let's say there is a land and a farmer wants to grow potatoes on land, right? A farmer wants to grow. So what are the things or what are the factors that impact? I'm asking you a question. What are the factors that impact the yield of potatoes that will be grown on the land? I'm asking you a question like a farmer wants to go.
Soil fertility, rainfall.
Amount of rainfall,
Temperature.
fertility of the soil, or seeds quality.
Temperature.
Okay. Whatever, right? So what is it basically? This is if you're growing potatoes on a land, right? So it will depend on the amount of rainfall, fertility of soil, seed quality, and its temperature, and many other factors, right? So can I say that potatoes on a land is a dependent variable. Means what? This potatoes on land, the growth of the amount of potatoes that will be grown on this land will be dependent on these very factors. So can we say this is independent variables? Can we say this left side is called as a dependent variable? बोल सकते हैं हम इसे? ये वाली जो side है, left side, can we call this as a dependent variable? Because the growth of potatoes on a land will be dependent on the amount of rainfall, fertility of soil, seed quality, temperature, fertilizers, etc., etc. So these are dependent variable, which is the growth of potatoes will be dependent on these independent variables. इधर वाले जो variables हैं, on the right hand side, these variables are the independent variables. They are independent variables and they are impacting this. They are called as the independent variables and this is called the dependent variable. This is what is a regression. So it means what? So regression equation, how do we write a simple regression equation? A plus bx. This is a simple regression equation. So let's say this is b1, x2, or you can say, let me not write it like this. Let's say b into rainfall. Let's write this as x is potatoes on land is equal to a plus, this is constant, plus b1 into fertility of soil plus b3 seed quality plus b4 is the temperature. Can we say it like this? Like potatoes on land. Can we denote this as y is equal to a simple regression equation? This is b into rainfall. Can we do that as x1 plus b2 into x2 plus b3 into x3? ये समझ में आ रहा है? Are you people able to understand this, what I have written here? Have you people understood this? ये समझ में आ रहा है? Regression, you know, this is the basics of regression and I wanted to talk about the basics of regression first and then to start with this. Now I will tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly regression. Let me repeat this again. मैं एक बार दोबारा से करते हैं. There is a farm and a farmer want to grow potatoes on a land. It will depend on the growth of these potatoes will depend on the amount of rainfall, fertility of soil, seed quality and temperature, right? इन पे depend करेगा. So can I call these as the independent variable? And this is a dependent variable which will be dependent on these very variables. So regression equation will become, let's say potatoes on land is equal to, this is constant, plus slope of rainfall plus b1 fertility of soil plus b2, let it be b3, whatever, seed quality plus b4 is temperature. A generalized regression equation that can be used for everything. So it will be, let's say y, this is y, potatoes on land, this left side dependent variable y is equal to a constant plus b1 into b into x1, sorry, plus b2 into x2 plus b3 into x3 and so on. This becomes your regression equation, right? This is your regression equation. ये होती है हमारी regression equation, right? And this is a regression equation. And regression equation can be bivariate. Bivariate means when we have only two variables, a plus Px1. When we have only one independent and one dependent variable. Bivariate. One independent and one dependent variable. Multiple regression. Multiple linear regression. One dependent and more than one independent variable. Matlab, this is an example. The example that we have already taken, this is an example of a multiple regression. This is an example of a bivariate linear regression. We are talking about one type of regression, and that is called as a linear regression, right? And linear regression can be of two types. That is a bivariate or a multiple regression, right? So bivariate means when we have only one dependent variable and one independent variable, that is called as a bivariate regression. What is a multiple regression? When we have one dependent variable and more than one independent variable, that is called as a multiple regression. Is it clear till here, Sabiko? Please raise your hands if it is clear. Any doubts, any question, please ask. किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो please ask. Yes, Vipasha, you want to ask something, or Arjun?
No, ma'am. You said that if you have understood, raise your hand.
Achha, okay. Okay, fine. So this is what this is what is called as bivariate and multiple regression. Now, why do we use regression? We use regression to make prediction. Please understand, regression is a very, very powerful tool, you know. Regression is to make predictions in future. This is why we use regression to make prediction in future. With the help of this regression equation. This is the equation that helps you to make prediction in the future, right? And that is why we use regression. So let's start with the first type of regression, and that is called as a bivariate, right? Bivariate regression. So let's take one example onto this. This is the correlation. Bivariate. Let me close down the extra windows. Hmm. Oh, एक minute. ये क्या? Regression. Let me take this. Okay, yes. This is the example. You know that this is not in this context, but I'm telling you otherwise. When we this Excel, you know, Excel also is a very powerful tool. Whatever commands that we can do in SPSS, we can do this in Excel file as well, right? But let's today talk about this regression in SPSS. So let's talk about these are the two variables. Can you see to this? That is the sales in crores and the advertisement. So we have the example of sales and advertisement. We are talking about the bivariate regression, sales and advertisement, right? So if we spend or does sales is impacted by the amount of advertisement expenditure that we do. Means we have two variables. One is sales and another is advertisement. Sales is your dependent variable and advertisement is your independent variable, right? Sales is our dependent variables, means if we spend more and more amount on advertisement, does it impact our sales or not, right? So this is what we are going to test. This is our uh, hypothesis, or this is what we have to test. So what we will be doing is, these are the two variables. Let's go to analyze, regression, and click on here the linear regression, right? Acha, एक minute, let me before this. No, okay, let's do this only. So go to analyze, regression, and we will be talking about the linear regression, right? Sales is our it is asking for two variables, dependent and independent. So sales is a dependent variable and expenditure is an advertisement is an independent variable, right? So click on to the OK. So you will see just OK. These are the two things that you have to do when we are talking about the bivariate regression. So just you have to do this only. Dependent variable may sales you put and independent variable may advertisement, right? And click on OK. So this is what you will get. This is the results that you will get. So these are the three main important tables that we have got. Let me click it from here. Let me see if I'm able to copy, then I'll show it to you here. Okay, so we have got these four tables here. So let's understand each one of them. So this is the first table that we have got, and this talks about variables entered or removed. It means what? Just give me a minute. आप लोगों को शोर की आवाज तो नहीं आ रही ना? My voice is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am, there's no noise.
Acha, okay, fine, that's okay. Okay, so this is the first table. This is only for your reference, like variables entered or removed. So we have two variables that we have entered. So it is talking about the two variables, advertisement and the sales is the dependent variable. So now this is the most important table, second table. This is the most important table. So what does it talk about? This is the R value. This R value is your correlation. This R value is the correlation between the variables. So it is, what is the value it is coming out? This is 0.894. So iska kya matlab hua? What does it mean? There is a strong correlation, Hanji, between the two variables, right? And what is the next thing that we have to check? This is the important thing, R square. This is the important thing. What does R square indicate? ये बता सकता है कोई? What does R square indicate? Okay, Hanji.
R square is the explained variable.
Yes, very right. Just give me a minute. Very true. Let me. Okay. R square tells you how much advertisement is able to explain the sales. It means what? Let me take you here. Okay. So R square tells you like what percentage of advertisement is being explained, what percentage of sales is being explained by this. So we can say 79.9%. Isko you have to convert this into percentage. 79.9%. So this is how you will write it like this. Times of the advertisement is able to explain the sales. 79.9%. The advertisement is able to explain the sales. ये समझ में आई ये चीज आपको कि मतलब काफी जो वैल्यूज हमने ली हैं, मतलब मैं ना आपको आई विल शो इट from here as well. Can you see these values? Are you able to see these values properly?
Yes, ma'am.
ये देख पा रहे हो आप?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Look at this. Like when the sales is, when the advertisement is 5.5 crores, the sales is 86. So it increases to 6. The sales also increases. This advertisement amount increases, the sales also increases. So matlab, there is a positive correlation. It is moving. If the advertisement is increasing, the sales is also increasing. So
This mean,
data,
ma'am, we
this,
can say that
हाँ बोलो.
इसका मतलब मैम ये हुआ कि 79.9% जो
Of the
सेल्स है वो
times.
एडवर्टीजमेंट की वजह से ही बढ़ रही है.
और ये भी हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे हो. और जब हम इसको ये जो रिजल्ट, ये जैसे आप ये इक्वेशन लिखोगे यहाँ पर हम इक्वेशन लिखेंगे सेल्स इज इक्वल टू ए प्लस बी ऑफ एडवर्टीजमेंट, है ना. तो मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स 79% ऑफ द टाइम्स दिस विल गिव यू द ट्रू रिजल्ट्स. दिस इज व्हाट इट मीन्स. क्योंकि यहाँ पर जैसे एडवर्टीजमेंट पे इफ यू हैव इंक्रीज द एक्सपेंडिचर ऑन एडवर्टीजमेंट, राइट, सो ऑल द टाइम्स द सेल्स हैज नॉट इंक्रीज्ड. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? Look at this. Like here the advertisement, 8 crores is the amount of advertisement. So sales has increased to 201. Here the amount of expenditure on advertisement is 8.8 and the sales is 145. तो मतलब कहने का ये है कि लाइक ये जो हमने डेटा लिया है, अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस डेटा 79.9% टाइम्स आवर रिजल्ट्स विल बी एक्यूरेट. क्योंकि look, this is a prediction. This is a prediction that we will be doing with the help of this regression equation, right? And this regression equation and how many times our prediction will be correct, that will be 80%. 79.9 is the 80% of the times our prediction will be correct according to this data that we have taken. Like if we have increased the amount of advertisement expenditure, the sales will also increase. I hope this is clear. ये समझ में आई ये चीज?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the basics. I'm just talking about the basics of it, no? Okay. So here we were. So this is the most important table. Let's move to the next table. And okay, whether next table, ANOVA table. Now we have seen that 79.9%, right? Now we want to see whether it is significant or not. So the another table, that is the ANOVA table, this value, if this value is significant, that is less than 0.05, then we will say that the results, ये जो हमने value that we are predicting this value will be true if this is significant. So this is the table, another table for the significance, right? And what will be the equation that we will get? The equation that we will be getting is sales is equal to minus, this is the constant. Okay, so what you have to see, this is the constant, that is minus 97.276 plus, मैं आपको अभी बता रही थी ना, a plus, what did I tell you? Y is equal to a plus bx. This is the equation. So here, this is the constant. A is the constant. What is that? This will remain constant throughout. Whenever you make this equation, this A will remain constant, right? And what will be 30.496 into advertisement. This is the regression equation, and this will this is the regression equation, and this will help you to make prediction in the future. यहाँ पर if you put the amount of advertisement, it will give you the sales amount. This is how, let's say a company wants to increase wants to increase the sales, right? So what will be the amount of advertisement they should put? The sales, they should get the desired amount of the sales. So this is the regression equation that they have got, and on the basis of this regression equation they can make the prediction. This is a very simple and basic regression equation. Any questions? This is what is the bivariate regression. और इसको लिखेंगे कैसे, मैं आपको ये भी बता देती हूँ. Let me, एक मिनट. Okay, this is the file. वहां पर मैंने यहाँ पर सब लिखा है मैंने. How to do this? How do we write this? When we, let's say if we are writing a thesis, or if we want to write it, results को analyze करके, how do we put it? So it is there into it. Okay, so this is how you will be writing this. What is the problem? To investigate if advertisement expenditure has a significant impact on the sales of a company. This is the problem. What is the hypothesis? We normally, आजकल what we do is, normally we do not write the null hypothesis. We write the alternate hypothesis. So what is, and it is denoted by H1. So there is a significant impact of advertisement on sales, right? The hypothesis test. This is how you are going to write the results. Please look at this. The hypothesis test: if advertisement carries a significant impact on sales, the dependent was regressed to test H1. Advertisement significantly predicted sales. F value. ये कहाँ से आई है हमारे पास? Let me show you that. एक minute. Let me. This is another. यहाँ से. Let me take you. एक मिनट में एक्स्ट्रा शीट्स बंद कर देती हूँ. सारी खुलूंगी ये. This is correlation. Let me close it down. Okay. This is 70. Look, F value 1 and 18. ये, this is degree of freedom. How do we get this? Let me show you this. This is 1 and 18. Can you see 1, 18 degree of freedom? And this is the F value, and this is significant. So this table you have to put it here. यहाँ पर हमने लिखा degree of freedom 1 to 18, 1, 18 is equal to 70. 1 point P is less than this, which indicates that advertisement can play a significant role in this, where B is this and P. B कहाँ से आएगी? Look, let me tell you this. B is from here. ये मैंने अभी आपको बताया ना. This is the equation that we have got from here. That is sales. ये मैं अगर आपको दूंगी ना file, then you will realize. बहुत अच्छे से आप देख पाएंगे और इसे कर भी पाएंगे. This is the value of the B. B is the slope, 30.496, right? So this is to be told here. These results positive impact of it. Moreover, R square is depict that model explains of the variance in sale. The table shows the summary. इसके बाद you can make this table as well. This is what you can make. Regressed beta coefficient. Abhi I told you this. 30.46 R square value, F value, P value, and hypothesis supported. Yes. So this is how you have to write this. You have to, if you are giving the, मतलब अगर आपको अपने कहीं पर भी दिखाना है, तो this is how you have to show this regression, the whole results and the summary. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please raise your hand if it is clear or any doubt. Is it clear? किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Any questions? Any doubt?
Ma'am, I have a question. हम P value यहाँ पे less than 0.001% क्यों देख रहे हैं? मेरे को थोड़ा समझ नहीं आया वाला.
0.05 देख लो या 0.01 देख लो, anything. ये basically, अच्छा, okay, this will tell you whether your things are significant or not. मतलब advertisement is impacting, has a significant impact on this or not sales. तो ये 0.05 से less होगा तभी होगा ना.
Okay, ma'am.
Alternate hypothesis except कब होगा जब p value is less than 0.05.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Okay, ma'am.
I hope it is clear. So let's move to the another example. Second example. This is a simple bivariate regression, right? Let's talk about the multiple regression. Okay, before moving to this, I want to talk about these two things. This is also very, very important. Okay, when we are talking about a linear regression, these all are the part of the linear regression. So I told you there is a dependent and independent variable. Your dependent variable should be measured on a continuous scale, interval or ratio scale. Height, weight. This is an example of a interval or ratio scale. And second, आपका जो independent variable है, प्लीज ये ध्यान से सुनना. लेट मी एक बार लिख के बता देती हूँ नहीं तो आपको यहाँ लेट मी राइट इट हियर. जब हम लीनियर रिग्रेशन कर रहे हैं, so the first assumption is your dependent variable should be continuous on a continuous scale. It means it should be ratio or interval scale. I hope you understand all these things. Independent variable, if we talk about, it should be on a, it can be on a ratio, interval, nominal or ordinal. ये चार हो सकते हैं. Independent variable can be these four, है ना. और dependent variable जब हम linear regression कर रहे हैं, जब हम linear, when we are talking about the linear regression, the dependent variable can be on a continuous scale, that is a ratio or interval scale, or independent variable has to be on a ratio, interval, nominal or ordinal. ये कुछ भी हो सकता है, ठीक है. तो जब ये independent variable, when it is on ratio or interval scale, then we use normal regression. Then we use simple linear regression. But अगर independent variable nominal और ordinal scale पे होता है, ये ध्यान रखने वाली बात है, तो we use the dummy variable concept. ये बहुत important concept है इसका. What I'm telling you, dependent variable. Yes, somebody wants to ask something.
Ma'am, can you repeat this again?
Yes, I'm repeating this again. What I have told you is a linear regression. हम आज जो भी करेंगे वो linear regression है, because regression is of many types, but we will be talking only about the linear regression. So the dependent variable, अभी हमने example लिया. Let me share that. Sales and is equal to advertisement, है ना. This is what we have taken. So this is both in the rupees, both. Sales is in rupees, advertisement is also in rupees, है ना. तो this is both the variables, they are ratio or interval scale. यही होता है ना. Nominal scale, तो dependent variable and independent variable both here is in ratio or interval scale. But I am saying अगर मैं यहाँ पर ऐड कर दूं, मैं रीजन ऐड कर दूं, नॉर्थ रीजन, साउथ रीजन, ईस्ट और वेस्ट, तो ये बन गया आपका नॉमिनल स्केल. ऐसे ही होता है ना नॉमिनल स्केल. व्हाट इज अ नॉमिनल स्केल? तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड, क्या सेल्स का इम्पैक्ट, एडवर्टीजमेंट क्या सेल्स को इम्पैक्ट करती है, ये एक चीज. ये दोनों के दोनों, बोथ ऑफ देम इज इन ये रेशियो और इंटरवल स्केल. बट मैंने एक और वेरिएबल ऐड कर दिया. लेट इट बी अ मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन. Two variables, I want to predict with the help of two variables on sales. तो नॉर्थ, साउथ, ईस्ट और वेस्ट, तो यहाँ पर रीजन में हम जब ले रहे हैं तो वी आर टेकिंग इट एज अ नॉमिनल स्केल, तो यहाँ पर अब नॉमिनल स्केल आ गया है. सो हाउ डू वी मेक अ प्रिडिक्शन ऑन स्केल? तो हम ये जो अपनी इक्वेशन है y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस b x1 प्लस b2 x2, ये जो इक्वेशन है विद द हेल्प व्हेन देयर इज अ नॉमिनल और ऑर्डिनल, आपका ये जो वेरिएबल है इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल अगर आपके नॉमिनल या ऑर्डिनल आ जाते हैं, तो आप कैसे प्रिडिक्शन करते हो, ये जो इक्वेशन है आप कैसे बनाते हो? तो दिस इज व्हाट देन वी यूज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ डमी वेरिएबल. ये समझ में आया है? इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर टू ऑल?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो वहां पर हम क्या यूज करते हैं? डमी वेरिएबल. इसके ऊपर भी आप पेपर्स निकाल सकते हो, इसमें भी आप अपना जब थीसिस लिखते हो तो यू कैन मेक योर ऑब्जेक्टिव लाइक दिस एज वेल. अपना जो आपका थीसिस है उसमें आप ये चीजें यूज कर सकते हो, है ना? तो आप इन कॉन्सेप्ट्स को लगा के भी कर सकते हो. सो लेट्स डू पहले सिंपल रिग्रेशन करते हैं, सिंपल मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन करते हैं. अभी मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन करते हैं. व्हेन वेयर मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हेन both dependent and independent variables are ratio or interval scale. Let me take you to that. ये bivariate था. Let me close it down. These are the assumptions. I'll send you all this. ये मैं सब भेज दूंगी आप सभी को. Excuse me, sorry. This is a multiple regression. Let me take you this. Okay. एक मिनट दो मुझे. Just give me a minute. Let me close down the extra windows. इसकी वजह से बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है अदरवाइज. Multiple regression 1. This is untitled. Okay. Now let's talk about the another example, and that is called as a multiple regression, right? So I want each one of us, we all will read this thing. Are you able to see this? सबको दिखाई दे रहा है ये अच्छे से? ओके, तो प्लीज रीड दिस. जो मैंने भी ये ब्लू कलर में लिखा हुआ, ये प्लीज रीड दिस. पढ़ा सभी ने ये? एवरीबडी हैज रेड दिस?
Yes.
सभी ने पढ़ा है ना? तो अब हम यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं कि 500 towns को there is a person who has surveyed 500 towns and percentage of people in each town who smoke, the percentage of people who bike to work, and percentage of people who have heart diseases, right? तो यहाँ पर there is a multiple regression. So what we are trying to see is hypothesis, alternate hypothesis. There is a significant impact of biking and smoking on percentage of people in each town who have heart diseases. So this is our hypothesis. What is our hypothesis? Let me take you to this here. This is a multiple regression example. So what is our alternate hypothesis? That there is a significant impact of biking and smoking on heart disease. इसका मतलब what we are trying to do is, this is our dependent variable, and what our independent variable? Biking and smoking. The impact of biking and smoking on heart disease. So this is our this is our dependent variable, and this is our independent variables, 2 independent variable and 1 dependent. So this is in case of multiple regression. And what is your alternate hypothesis? This is your alternate hypothesis. So let's move to this and just see to this. The people, the people is in percentage. The number of people. This is a data of 500 towns, and this is the data. Let me take you here. This is to be deleted. Okay. This is to be saved. Okay. Now this is the data. Let me check this data once. This is a big data. Okay. Now it's okay. Okay. So what we have to do is go to analyze, go to regression, linear. Again, a linear regression. And let me reset this. So what we will be doing, what is our dependent variable? Heart disease is our dependent variable. What is our independent variable? Biking and smoking is our independent variable, right? And what if we want to check the Durbin-Waston here? Let's check, go to statistics. Let me repeat this again. मैं दोबारा से करती हूँ इसको. Let's यहाँ पर go to analyze, regression, linear. So what is our dependent? Heart disease, and independent biking and smoking. So go to statistics and click on Durbin-Watson. Model fit or estimates to hai already. Descriptive also we can see. Collinearity, diagnostic also we can check, and then continue. Then click on the plots. Plots bhi check kar sakte hain hum. Residuals. Z residuals will come into the y-axis. Z PRED will come into the x-axis. And histogram and normal probability plot and continue. And then okay. Let's see what the results will come. So these are the results that have come. Now look at this. This is the descriptive statistics. Let me copy it here into another. एक minute copy करके देखते हैं. मैं इसको सबको कॉपी करके उधर ले जाती हूँ, फिर दिखाते हैं. वहाँ बड़ा हो जाता है. Actually, why I take it here is because it becomes bigger in size. अरे यार. Okay. So let's start with one by one. Okay, this is your descriptive statistics. And the data is for 498. The mean value is high. This is the descriptive. Then is the correlation. Okay, now we can see this as well. Look at this. Just look at this here. This is a correlation table. And can you see heart disease to heart disease? Obviously, there will be one. Biking to heart disease is negative. Can you see to this? This is negatively correlated. It means biking नहीं, स्मोकिंग के साथ था. एक मिनट, शायद कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है. एक मिनट, लेट मी चेक. मुझे लग रहा है ये कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है. एक मिनट, लेट मी. स्मोकिंग के साथ था ये तो सुबह. बाइकिंग, स्मोकिंग 31. Biking is 31 biking. Okay. Sure, okay. अगर आप बाइकिंग करते हो, स्मोकिंग करते हो, अच्छा हाँ ठीक है, हाँ राइट ओके. हाँ, सो दिस इज, हाँ नहीं ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा गलत हो गया. अगर आप बाइकिंग स्मोकिंग करते हो तो इट इज पॉजिटिवली कोरिलेटेड. मतलब अगर आप स्मोक करोगे तो हार्ट डिजीजेस बढ़ेंगी, है ना. एंड बाइकिंग अगर आप करोगे तो हार्ट डिजीज कम होगी, राइट. तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो कि दिस इज नेगेटिवली बट स्ट्रांगली कोरिलेटेड। अगर ये 0.935 है, -0.935 है, तो स्ट्रांगली नेगेटिवली स्ट्रांगली कोरिलेटेड। और ये दिस इज ओके, मतलब स्मोकिंग इज कोरिलेटेड टू हार्ट डिजीज। वेदर दे आर सिग्निफिकेंट और नॉट, तो वो अब आपको कहां से पता लगेगा? सो यू विल कम टू नो विद द हेल्प ऑफ द सिग्निफिकेंट वैल्यू हेयर। तो दिस इज biking to heart disease 0.00, smoking to heart disease is 0.0. So they are significantly correlated. The results are significantly correlated. ये correlation का table भी आ गया, and negative का भी आ गया, यहाँ पर देख सकते हो आप, negatively strongly correlated, right? So let's move to the next table. So here they are talking about that there are 3 variables that we have entered. Heart disease आपका डिपेंडेंट है और ये आपके इंडिपेंडेंट है. नाउ अगेन नेक्स्ट टेबल, दिस इज अगेन द नेक्स्ट टेबल दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. दिस टॉक्स अबाउट द कोरिलेशन बिटवीन द 2 वेरिएबल्स, ऑल द वेरिएबल्स, है ना? तो दे आर हाईली कोरिलेटेड, right? And what is the R square value? That is 98% of the times the model will be able to explain the things. Can you see to this? 98% of the time. So this is what it is. And ANOVA, whether it is significant or not, you will be able to see this from here. If it is less than 0.05, it means it is significantly associated. There is a significant, these are significantly associated. सबको समझ आ रहा है ना ये? Are you able to understand all this? Are we able to understand all this? Please raise your hands. सबको समझ आ रहा है ये चीज? Anything? Okay. So this is significantly correlated. Now this is the important table. एक मिनट. Okay. Now let me tell you this also. यहाँ पर if we are doing a regression, तो आपको this is also you have to check. This is a VIF collinearity statistics VIF value. This value should be less than 5. If this value is less than 5, so we can say ये कुछ checks हैं जो हमें अपनी when we are doing the regression. So these are some of the checks that we have to carry out. One check is the collinearity statistics VIF value. It has to be less than 5, means our data is okay. Normal है हमारा data, right? Next है, एक मिनट, नेक्स्ट है हमारा डर्बिन वॉस्टन वैल्यू. कहाँ पर है? एक मिनट. डर्बिन वॉस्टन वैल्यू, दिस इज अनदर वैल्यू दैट वी हैव टू चेक. यहाँ से हमारा फ्रॉम दिस टेबल, कोफिशिएंट टेबल, वी विल गेट द equation. Regression equation, what will be your regression equation? Heart disease is equal to what is the constant? 14.985 plus, sorry, minus, this is minus 0.2 into biking and plus 0.178 into smoking. This is our regression equation. ये हमारी regression equation आ गई, and we can make the prediction, right? This is one thing. I talk about collinearity statistics. Durbin-Watson. Look at this. The Durbin-Watson value has to be ये कितनी होनी चाहिए? Durbin value, Durbin-Watson. You know, इसका एक rule होता है, ये भी हमें check करना चाहिए. एक मिनट, मैंने ना यहाँ पर एक बनाया है. Regression, checking for regression, Durbin-Watson value. Let me show you. This is what it is. The Durbin-Watson value, assume इसकी value कहाँ से कहाँ तक आती है? 0 to 4. अगर उसकी value 2 के around है, तो there is no autocorrelation. So this is also what you have to check. To check whether there is an autocorrelation between the variables or not. अगर autocorrelation है, तो आपको वो टेस्ट वगैरह रन करने पड़ते हैं, बट यहाँ पर हमारी इसके अंदर सिचुएशन में देर इज नो ऑटो कोरिलेशन बिकॉज द वैल्यू इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली नियर टू 2. When the value is below 2, it indicates a positive autocorrelation. Higher than 2, negative serial correlation. But हमारे में, because you can see from here, आप देख सकते हो जो डर्बन वॉस्टन की वैल्यू, it is approximately 2. तो we do not need to check anything, right? So this is our equation. Let me show you this. हमारा ये आप देख सकते हो प्लॉट भी बहुत अच्छा है. So everything is like normal curve is there. Everything is there, right? And you can see also from here जो प्लॉट आया ये रिग्रेशन लाइन है और ये हमारे वेरिएबल्स हैं. जो हमारी जो डेटा है हमारा वो बिल्कुल इसके ऊपर ही लाई करता है. सो दिस इज अ गुड फिट. तो इसका मतलब ये है, look at this. What I am talking about here is, let me tell you one more thing. Look, this is a regression line. ये जो रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, ये जो स्टेटमेंट, ये जो हमने अभी इक्वेशन बनाई है ना, दिस इज द इक्वेशन दैट वी हैव मेड. तो इक्वेशन यू कैन सी, ये जो लाइन यहाँ पर एक लाइन है जिसके आसपास ये सारी पॉइंट्स लाई कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो ये लाइन के आसपास ये सारे पॉइंट्स लाई कर रहे हैं. तो इसका मतलब ये हमारी जो ये इक्वेशन है, ये इक्वेशन है, बेस्ट फिट है. समझ रहे हो कि ये जो हमने डेटा कलेक्ट किया है, जो हमने सर्वे से ये डेटा सारा का सारा कलेक्ट किया है, दिस इज अ बेस्ट फिट. क्योंकि आप देख सकते हो ये सारे के सारे, दिस इज द इक्वेशन, दिस इज द रिग्रेशन इक्वेशन एंड दिस इज द इक्वेशन. और ये सारे के सारे पॉइंट्स हमारा जो डेटा है वो इधर लाई कर रहा है. तो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज. तो this is the best fit. So this is what all you have to check in here. And let me और इसको लिखोगे कैसे? This is how you will be writing here. ये सारा का सारा कुछ I will give you this all. ठीक है? तो the F ratio in ANOVA, the regression is a good fit of the data. Like this you will be writing. Like अच्छा, okay. सो एक और चीज मैं आपको यहाँ बताना चाहूंगी. ये सारा कुछ आपने लिखना है. फिर उसके बाद ये सारे टेबल्स दिखाने की, देयर इज नो नीड टू शो ऑल दीज टेबल्स, बट यू कैन राइट ऑल दीज रिजल्ट्स. ये सारे रिजल्ट्स ये लिख दोगे तो दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड इनफ. फिर लास्ट में एक चीज और मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी. दिस इज अवर इक्वेशन, राइट? ये हमारी इक्वेशन है. लेट मी टेक इट देयर. इक्वेशन फॉर द रिग्रेशन मॉडल इज दिस. ओके है यहाँ पर लिखी हुई. दिस इज अवर रिग्रेशन इक्वेशन मॉडल. तो यहाँ पर इसका ये मतलब होता है, लेट मी टेल यू दिस, लेट मी इंक्रीज द फॉन्ट साइज. ओके, तो ये मतलब होता है, लुक एट दिस, ये स्लोप है ना. दिस इज द इक्वेशन. दिस इज 0.2 इंटू बाइकिंग प्लस 0.178 स्मोकिंग. इसका ये मतलब होता है this unstandardized coefficient B1. This is unstandardized coefficient B1. ये देख रहे हो यहाँ पे, these are unstandardized coefficient for biking is minus 0.2. This means that for each 1% increase in biking, मतलब if you keep this value of biking as 1, ठीक है, इसका ये मतलब है, आप अगर हम ऐसे लिखें इसको, हार्ट डिजीज is equal to only minus 0.2 into biking. If we write it like this, सिर्फ हम बाइकिंग को लें, है ना, तो हार्ट डिजीज HD किसके इक्वल होगा? लेट्स से बाइकिंग को आप 1 वैल्यू दे रहे हो, तो अगर आप बाइकिंग को 1 वैल्यू दे रहे हो तो 0.2 इंटू 1. बाइकिंग को अगर आप 1 वैल्यू दे रहे हो तो जो हार्ट डिजीज है, हार्ट डिजीज माइनस है ना, सॉरी, हाँ माइनस. तो इसका मतलब अगर हम बाइकिंग करेंगे तो इसका क्या मतलब होता है? इसका ये मतलब होता है that for each 1% increase in biking, there is a decrease in the chances of heart disease of point decrease, because minus का sign आ गया, so there is a decrease in the chances of heart disease of 0.2%. इस ये जो slope होती है ना, ये value, what exactly this value indicates? It means if you increase this by 1%, यहाँ पे because there is a minus sign, so you will say there will be a decrease in the chances of the heart disease by 0.2%. अगर ये positive होगा, अगर इसको आपने read करना है, if there is a 1%, if you smoke more, there will be more chances of, how much chances? 0.178% chances of heart disease. So this is what it means, ये slope. कि अगर इसमें 1% आप इंक्रीज करते हो तो हार्ट डिजीज में कितना चेंज आएगा, तो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ स्लोप. सो दिस इज अबाउट द मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन. सिंपल मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन है ये. इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? सबको समझ में आया ये?
Yes,
Please.
ma'am.
Any questions, any doubt?
Ma'am, can you show about the Durbin-Watson?
हाँ जी. ओके. डर्बन वॉटसन की वैल्यू, लुक, वो भी चेक करनी होती है आपको. ये नेसेसरी कंडीशंस हैं चेक करने की कि जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट दो मुझे. हेलो. हाँ जी. डर्बन वॉटसन आपको चेक करना चाहिए व्हेन यू आर परफॉर्मिंग अ रिग्रेशन. सो उसके अंदर जो वैल्यू होती है वो आपको चेक करनी चाहिए डर्बन वास्टन की. अगर डर्बन वास्टन की वैल्यू अराउंड 2 है तो इट मींस देयर इज नो ऑटो कोरिलेशन बिटवीन द वेरिएबल्स. दिस इज अ रिक्वायर्ड कंडीशन दैट यू हैव टू चेक. इज इट क्लियर?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
एनीथिंग एल्स? ओके. This is the second example, है ना, regression का. So let's start with the third example. I know we will not be able to complete it, but we can at least start with our third example, है ना. Let me close it down. ये सारा बंद कर देती हूँ मैं extra. So let's talk about the third example of regression. And what is that? Regression with a dummy variable. Okay. And this is an example. Let me take you to this. Okay, so there is, just read this. Everybody please read this, all of you please. Yeah, let me take it to the another page, and where will be doing it? Let me take it to this place. This is another example. A third हम कर रहे हैं, that is a regression with dummy variable. This is an example. Everybody please read this.
Ma'am, the page cannot be seen.
Okay, sorry. This is the one. Okay. Now this is the third example that we will be doing, and iske andar, this is very important, we have to understand. Okay. There is a SAT score of a student, and there is a GPA, that is a dependent variable. Another this is there, attendance is a again independent variable, but this is a nominal variable. Please just, it is comprising of two things, yes or no. Yes or no, है ना. तो ये अब यहाँ पर कैसे, अभी तक जो हमने लिए, what we have taken here is this is all on scaled one. Now this is the third example, and third example में what we will be talking about here is we are taking one of the independent variable as the nominal variable, which consists of the value yes or no. So this is my situation, right? So let me take you to this example. Okay, so this is the this is what it is. Let me, this is the things. Okay, so I have put 0 and 1. 1 is for yes and 0 is for no, right? And here is my data. This is my SAT score and this is my GPA and this is the attendance. 0 for, let me show you from here. 0 is for no and 1 is for yes, right? So what we have to do is we have to create a dummy variable for this, right? So what we have to create for this, right? Like यहाँ पर let me, एक मिनट मैं ना extra वाली files को एक मिनट बंद कर दूं. Okay. तो यहाँ पर what is there, like nominal variable is only classified into 2. ठीक है, तो nominal variable जो है ये आपका 3 में भी हो सकता है. It can be 3 categories of it. बट यहाँ पर कितनी कैटेगरीज है? 2 कैटेगरीज है ना. यहाँ पर ये भी हो सकता था, मैंने अभी आपको दिखाया था, नॉर्थ ज्यादा भी हो सकता है, मतलब ज्यादा भी हो सकता है, नॉर्थ, साउथ, ईस्ट और वेस्ट. फाइन, तो ये ऐसे भी हो सकती हैं. तो यहाँ पर इफ इट इज 4 देन यू हैव टू क्रिएट 3 डमी वेरिएबल्स, राइट. अब हमारे यहाँ पर हाउ मेनी इट इज देयर? यहाँ पर ओनली वी हैव 2, yes or no. So we will create only one dummy variable. We will create only one dummy variable. ठीक है, तो dummy variable, how do we create that, right? जो आजकल का SPSS है, जो लेटेस्ट वर्जन है, उसके अंदर थोड़ा इजी है. मैं आपको थोड़ा सा पुराने वाला टाइप का बता रही हूँ कैसे क्रिएट होगा. सो यू हैव टू गो टू ट्रांसफॉर्म, recode into different variable. This is what you have to do. Recode into different variable. Let me repeat this again. हमें attendance का एक dummy variable करना है यहाँ पे create. ठीक है, तो हम कैसे करेंगे इसको? Go to transform and recode into different variable. Attendance को करना है, so take it here. Attendance हमने लिखा, इसका नाम आप क्या देना चाहते हो? New attendance, कुछ भी दे सकते हो आप. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे label दे सकते हो, new attend. Change कर दीजिए इसे. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर ये पूछ रहे वैल्यू, ओल्ड वैल्यू और न्यू वैल्यू, ये 2 आपको दिखाई देंगे यहाँ पर. दिस इज ओल्ड वैल्यू एंड दिस इज न्यू वैल्यू. ठीक है, तो हम इसमें इसको देते हैं, किसी को भी दे सकते हो आप ही दे सकते हो. यहाँ पर 0 फॉर क्या था? एक मिनट, लेट मी, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर दिस. एक मिनट, लेट मी चेक क्या था 0 के लिए. 0 के लिए हमारा क्या था? नो, है ना. तो हम यहाँ पर ये दे सकते हैं. ओके, यहाँ पर आपको ये करना ही करना है. अटेंडेंस, अच्छा, न्यू अटेंड, अटेंडेंस, न्यू अटेंड, चेंज ओल्ड एंड न्यू वैल्यूज, राइट. मैं ये कहती हूँ कि ये वाला जो कॉलम है, ठीक है, तो हम इसमें ये कहते हैं कि अगर पुरानी वैल्यू 1 है तो उसको 1 दे दे. आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? पुरानी वैल्यू अगर 1 है उसको 1 दे दे. एड ऑल अदर वैल्यूज को, यहाँ पर ऑल अदर वैल्यूज को 0 कर दे और एड. लेट मी रिपीट दिस अगेन. मैंने इसमें क्या किया है? मैंने इसमें जो yes है मेरा, वो है 1. तो ओल्ड वैल्यू 1 अगर है तो न्यू वैल्यू भी उसकी 1 करते. एल्स बाकी सारी कोई भी वैल्यू है तो उसको 0 करते. लेट मी रिपीट दिस अगेन. मैं इसको एक बार दोबारा करती हूँ, है ना. ये समझ आ गया सभी को? वैसे कॉन्टिन्यू एंड ओके. तो यहाँ पर आपके पास क्या आ जाएगा? यहाँ पे एक नया वेरिएबल क्रिएट हो गया इधर. दिस इज योर डमी वेरिएबल. ये जो नया वेरिएबल क्रिएट हुआ है, हमारे पास एक्चुअली में 3 वेरिएबल्स थे, अटेंडेंस, सैट स्कोर एंड जीपीए स्कोर. ठीक है, तो ये न्यू अटेंडेंस वाला जो वेरिएबल है मैंने अभी क्रिएट किया है विद द हेल्प ऑफ, आई हैव क्रिएटेड दिस वेरिएबल एज अ डमी वेरिएबल। इसको मैंने अभी डमी वेरिएबल एज अ डमी वेरिएबल क्रिएट किया। हैव यू गॉट दिस पॉइंट? सबको समझ में आया ये चीज? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड्स इफ इट इज क्लियर टू ऑल।
मैम ये आपकी फाइल में अटेंडेंस 1 वाला जो रो है वो क्या है?
वो मैंने पहले करके देखा हुआ है, ये मैं डिलीट कर देती हूँ बेशक। दिस इज वन एंड द सेम थिंग, ये बिल्कुल सेम है। ये मैंने अपने आप से किया था तो वो शायद मैंने डिलीट नहीं किया, तो आई थिंक दैट्स ओके, है ना? सो दिस इज हाउ यू गो फॉर इट। यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया है?
यस मैम।
बाकी
Yes,
कल
ma'am.
बाकी कल करें। अभी कोई डाउट्स हैं तो आई कैन टेक दैट। व्हाट डू यू से?
मैम अगर
Sure,
डर्बन
ma'am.
टेस्टिंग की जो वैल्यू है वो 2 से अबव आएगी तो हमें कौन सा टेस्ट लगाना पड़ेगा ऑटो कोरिलेशन को हटाने के लिए?
मैं आपको कल बताऊं वो फिर एक बार, क्योंकि वो टेस्ट करके बताना पड़ेगा ना कैसे होगा क्या। मैं बता दूंगी आपको, डोंट वरी। हाँ जी, एनी अदर थिंग? एनी अदर थिंग?
मैम हम डमी वेरिएबल क्यों ले रहे हैं यहाँ पे?
क्योंकि ये नॉमिनल वेरिएबल है ना, तो इस वजह से लेना पड़ रहा है। तो हम,
हमेशा लिया
हाँ,
जाएगा जब
हाँ,
nominal।
अगर नॉमिनल या ऑर्डिनल है तो इसमें डमी वेरिएबल के बिना आप नहीं कर पाओगे।
ओके मैम।
हाँ, रिग्रेशन हम कर रहे हैं, लीनियर रिग्रेशन कर रहे हैं, बट लीनियर मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन कर रहे हैं, और उसमें जब नॉमिनल और ऑर्डिनल होता है ये वेरिएबल, तो इसको आपको करना है। अगर यहाँ पर ये होता, ये तो अभी 2 था ना यहाँ पे, तो अगर ये जैसे नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट है ना, तो ये 4 होते, तो यहाँ पे आपको 3 बार क्रिएट करने पड़ते, ये 3 डमी वेरिएबल आते हैं आपके यहाँ पे,
ओके ओके।
है ना? हाँ, एनीथिंग एल्स? एनीथिंग एल्स? ये भी टेस्ट आप लगा के, ये वाला टेस्ट लगा के भी आप पेपर्स को लिख सकते हो विद द हेल्प ऑफ द डमी वेरिएबल्स।
मैम प्लीज शेयर योर फाइल्स।
हाँ, ये मैं शेयर कर दूंगी बेटा, आई विल डू दैट, श्योर आई विल डू इट। अभी अभी सर को कर देती हूँ, डोंट वरी। एनीथिंग एल्स? शरद जी, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं?
Ma'am, I have a question. Like you said, in case we introduce 3 dummy variables, so
हाँ.
what values will we put in 1, 2, 3? Suppose it's north, west, east, south. There.
हाँ, तो नहीं समझी मैं।
So, ma'am, अभी हमने yes or no था, तो we were
Right.
using the dummy variables 0 and 1.
उसमें, हाँ, तो उसमें क्या करोगे आप? तब भी 0 1 ही होगा। ये जो न्यू नंबर्स आएंगे ना, वो 0 1 ही आएंगे। वहां पर आप क्या करोगे, वहां पर जब आप ट्रांसफॉर्म में जाओगे, रिकोड इनटू डिफरेंट वेरिएबल्स, यहाँ नाम दोगे ना, तो ओल्ड एंड न्यू वैल्यूज, तो आप ओल्ड वैल्यू में अगर 2 है, जैसे 1 2 3 4 दिया आपने, तो ओल्ड वैल्यू अगर 2 है तो उसको नाम देना है 1, एल्स 0। उसमें भी सारी ये जो आप वेरिएबल क्रिएट करोगे ना, ये सारा जो डमी वेरिएबल विल बी ऑलवेज बीन 0 एंड 1।
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Anything else? मतलब जिसको आप पूछ रहे हो उसको 0 कर दो। जैसे मैंने यस को यहाँ पे 1 चाहती हूँ और बाकी को 0, तो ऐसे अगर नॉर्थ को आप 1 चाहते हो और बाकी सबको 0, अगर 4 होते हैं, है ना, तो यहाँ पे ऐसे, फिर साउथ को यहाँ पे नॉर्थ का बना दिया, फिर यहाँ साउथ का बना दिया, फिर ईस्ट का, फिर वेस्ट का। तो ईस्ट वाले का जो 3 नंबर है, ओल्ड वैल्यू 3, तो पुट 1, अदरवाइज 0। ये समझ आ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम इसका मतलब जब 3 डमी वेरिएबल्स होंगे तो ये न्यू अटेंडी वाली 3 रो बनेगी।
हाँ, 3 बनेगी बेटा, बिल्कुल 3 बनेगी, वही मैं बता रही हूँ आपको। अगर 4 आपके नॉमिनल वेरिएबल के अंदर 4 की कैटेगरी है, तो उसमें 3 डमी वेरिएबल्स बनेंगे आपके। ठीक है? एनीथिंग एल्स? इसके ऊपर भी आप वो लिख सकते हो, मतलब अपना जो थीसिस वगैरह, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू राइट थीसिस, तो आप ये चीज लगा सकते हो उसमें, एक टेस्ट लगा सकते हो डमी विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ डमी वेरिएबल। एनीथिंग एल्स? किसी और को कुछ पूछना है? तो ठीक है, फिर कल मिलते हैं 7 o'clock, राइट? ओके जी, बाय।